Good afternoon, and thank y'all for having me here. Mac, I certainly want to thank you for that warm, and I truly believe it was a sincere introduction.
Governor, it was.
I truly believe that. And I thank you, Mac, for your leadership with the Alabama State Employees Association. And I certainly thank you all for the work you do for our state agencies. If it wasn't for you, the functions of state government wouldn't get done. So I am thrilled to be here, and Mac, I just appreciate your leadership. For over 70 years, the Alabama State Employees Association has been an integral part of our state. I've been a state employee. I still am a state employee. And the work that gets done in our state agencies is because you and your colleagues are dedicated. And I just want you to know that I recognize that, and I appreciate your efforts to make your department and your area so effective for the people of Alabama. Whether you're an LDOT employee working to create the safety of our roads and bridges, or a corrections employee maintaining safety in our prisons, or a DHR worker working to provide for the needs of our self-sufficiency for our children and adults, our state just couldn't be successful without your good efforts. So whatever department you work for, just know, I know that you're important and that you do good work to serve the people of this great state. Each of you has chosen a career in state government. You've chosen to serve daily, and no matter what agency you work for, I want you to know that I sincerely appreciate your efforts. And let's just be honest. Without you in this room and your colleagues, work of state government wouldn't get done without your efforts. And I know that. Thank you all. Today I want to spend a little time talking about the topic I know you're thinking about, and that's your benefits as a state employee. And then I will spend a few minutes updating you on some of the programs that we're working on. Even though I took office in the last half of the last regular session, and it was sort of in the last half of the last half of the legislative session, I was pleased to assign a bill that makes it easier for you as state employees to be reimbursed for travel as you do your work. And as long as I'm governor, you will have a seat at the table, and I'll always be receptive to hearing your concerns. I know one of the biggest things on your mind are your retirement funds. State retirement plans across the nation have taken a hit. A lot of them are having hard times. And in Alabama, as the number of state employees has been reduced, this has put a strain on the retirement system to keep paying out steady benefits while less folks are paying into the system. But our retirement system must be protected, and we must also be making wise and smart choices to make sure that we are ready for the future. It's not an easy thing to manage retirement funds, but we've got to protect your retirement. And it's not enough just to hope that our retirement system is sustainable. As a leader of this state, I will do all I can to make it a reality. I'll do all that's in my power to make sure that your retirement and my retirement is secure. I also know the cost of health care is important to you, making it important to me as well. State employees' health care is funded by the general fund, and we're always looking at ways to bridge the gap in this key funding source. The general fund has very little growth. There are a lot of taxes that are dedicated to the general fund, but very few of them have any growth to them, so it's always a challenge. As the costs of agencies like Medicaid and corrections continue to rise, we must find a way to adequately fund all of our agencies while also keeping insurance premiums affordable. And I understand that if your health insurance costs go up, that means you take home less pay and less money you have to put back into the economy. That's why you have my commitment that I will do whatever I can to ensure the state continues to make up the difference between what you pay now and any increases that may occur. Thank you. One of the best benefits of being a state employee is your insurance, and I sure will do all I can to protect it. And I also know the important issues that mean a lot to you. And me and my team and I are focused on these issues, and we will, rest assured, we'll stay focused on these issues. There's no doubt that we have a lot of challenges facing the great state of Alabama, but a steady, good-paying job for our men and women goes a long way to solving those problems. Encouraging new investment in Alabama and also cheering on existing firms to expand is a central theme of my administration. Since I became governor in April, by the way, Mac, I had 3 hours notice.
Governor, you did mighty good.
Most folks, you know, when they get to be the governor, have 3 months to get ready, but I had 3 hours notice, so we had to hit the ground running. But since I became governor in April, Alabama has experienced tremendous success in creating new jobs and economic development. We recently announced that our state's unemployment rate has fallen again to 4.2%. That's even lower than the national average. And it makes the decline the largest in the nation for August. During every month of the Ivey administration, we have experienced a decline in our unemployment rate. More people are working today in Alabama than have been working at any time in the last 10 years. And though we are doing quite well, there are still those in our state who want a job and don't have a job. There's some 90,000 of those. And I will continue to do all I can and work real hard to see to it that everybody who wants a job can have a job, but not just any job. I want everybody to have a job for which they're well qualified and trained for, and also that pays a good wage. I will not stop fighting until we make this opportunity realistic. But it'll take all of us working together. One of the best ways that we can grow our economy is by making an investment in our children. When we work to provide our children with a quality education, we are also helping to improve the quality of life for our state. Recently, I hope you noticed I announced my education initiative. It's called Strong Start, Strong Finish. The vision of Strong Start, Strong Finish is to have a comprehensive approach of collaboration to improve education all the way through from pre-K to the workforce. However, for too long, segments of our educational system have operated alone, in silos, often very separated, not connected one with another. Under Strong Start, Strong Finish, we will combine our efforts. We will work collaboratively together, and we'll bring all the stakeholders to the table. Strong Start, Strong Finish addresses the 3 core phases of an individual's learning journey: early childhood, pre-high school, and post-high school. All 3 areas are focused on the goal of creating a well-trained workforce. And my goal is to have high standards which produce highly proficient student learning in our schools, K through 12. In Strong Start, Strong Finish, we must do several things. The first is, I call pre through 3. We must take what is working in pre-K and integrate it with what's being taught in kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grades. A child needs to be reading at grade level by the end of the 3rd grade. Any child who is not learning at grade level at the end of the 3rd grade is 4 times less likely to graduate from high school. In fact, statistics related to reading proficiency in the 3rd grade are used to determine how many prison beds the state will need. So when a child finishes the 3rd grade, it's just imperative that he or she must be reading at the 3rd grade level or above. Every child deserves a strong start to their educational experience. Strong start, strong finish. The second phase is called CS for AL. That's computer science for Alabamians. Through strong start, strong finish, we will start instructing our students on coding, computer programming, and software design in middle school and high school. Providing a basis for learning computer science creates more opportunities for our students and gives them a running start toward a high-demand job. Right now in Alabama, there are 4,000 plus jobs that are unfilled, and each job pays a salary of $82,000. And they are unfilled because we can't find folks who have been trained in computer science. So we need to encourage all of our children to focus on computer science, and we need to focus on asking our female students to especially take computer science courses. Y'all, we live in a technology-driven world, and we've got to ask our educational system to begin to teach in a technology-driven way. The third phase of strong start, strong finish is advanced learning, better jobs. By 2020, 62% of all the jobs that will be available in Alabama will require some form of post-secondary education, whether that's a 2-year certificate, a 2-year degree, 4-year degree, or even a PhD. Today, our workforce only has 37% holding such a certificate or advanced degree after high school. So we've got to encourage our young people to at least get a 2-year certificate or a 2-year degree or a 4-year degree or more in order to take advantage of advanced jobs. Through strong start, strong finish, we will ensure that our students graduate high school, then earn that post-secondary certificate or degree. And when our people finish strong start, strong finish with their education, they will have a strong finish when they get to the workforce. And y'all, we can do this, but we've all got to do it together. Shifting gears a little bit, I want to talk to you about the census. Every initiative and every action that we take as public servants is ultimately about giving each Alabamian the opportunity to achieve his or her dreams. We have an upcoming census now. It's going to occur in 2020, and you think that's way off. No, it's not really way off. This 2020 census is going to have a direct and major impact on Alabama. So hear me clearly. I want to be frank about this. If we don't have a good participation in the census, we will be in danger of losing a congressional seat. Now, this doesn't just mean losing one voice in Washington. This means we are at serious risk of losing federal funding. And federal funding that we'll lose goes a long way to improving the quality of life for Alabamians and helping us provide the essential state services that our people need. Many of our grants from the Fed government are provided through ASEA, for example, and many of our agencies also rely on federal funding. According to a study at George Washington University, every person who is counted in the census equates to the state receiving $1,567 in federal funds. Now that's roughly $1,600 per person. Think about the difference that a family of 4 alone makes. So you may say, you know, it's a fall piece off, I'll worry about that later. No, I need you to have it on your radar screen now and be sure that your name, address, and zip code has been received by the Department of Census. ASEA is coordinating this effort for us. Every mayor in Alabama has received a letter about this. If you've recently moved into a new location or a new subdivision, be sure that your name is on the roster. You first have got to receive a printed census form, then you got to complete it. Y'all, the number of folks that complete and return a census form in Alabama this next time is critical. It is absolutely essential that not only do you do this, but you talk to your family and friends and be sure they do it as well. You know, we are technology and we say, oh, that's a form, it takes too long. Realize the impact that completing and returning your census form has on our state. We are seriously at risk of losing a congressional seat and a lot of federal funding. So y'all please be sure that you're looking out for yourself and your friends and your neighbors as this census comes in 2020. When my time as governor comes to a close, whenever that may be, my goal is to leave the state in better shape than when I found it, because I have not shied away from facing our challenges. And please know, from me to you and you to me, please know that you will have a voice in Montgomery as long as I get to serve. And I want to hear you. You see that Mac and I know each other, we trust each other, and I will always listen to your concerns. Each of you have dedicated your careers and your lives to the people of our great state. Our people are cared for, our economy is strong, and our state stands ready to serve each of our citizens because of the dedication each of you have given in your service as a career state employee. As state employees, you are helping daily to make this state our sweet home, Alabama. And again, I want to thank you for allowing me to be with you for this your annual conference. I'm honored to be here. I'm especially pleased to be here as your governor. And I really want you to know how much I appreciate the work and effort that all of you do. May God continue to bless each of you and the great state of Alabama.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you. This was absolutely wonderful. Thank you. I'm so proud of you, Kay. I'll call you Kay one last time.